Hello, everybody. On YouTube, we are live, and it is Wednesday here in San Antonio. I am Drew. You can't see my face because I have my camera turned off for a particular reason, which I won't get into. But I am Drew, and joining me here as always,
Justin from Spinebuster Tees and spinebustertees.com. And we also are joined with our third, officially as of
Tres.
last week.
Yes, sir. Ruben Prime, one half of Culture Attack. Glad to be here again, gentlemen.
Glad to have you here, Ruben.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And we are only on YouTube. We're gonna kind of just stay away from doing multi-streams for a bit because it causes a lot of problems with bandwidth as per what happened last week on my end. It also doesn't help that I have an old ass laptop, but that's a problem I'll need to figure out on my own. But anyone watching on YouTube, welcome. We are here to talk about the week of wrestling, and there's been quite a few things that have happened, not just WWE related, also AEW related. And I know Ruben wants to get into some HOG, some House of Glory, that is.
Oh yeah. Yes.
A little later in the show. And that was quite a show from what I saw. But we usually like to do a thing to begin the show every week. It's called Wrestler of the Week. Who's a wrestler that wowed us, that did something that we thought was pretty cool, pretty badass. It could be controversial. But whoever wants to kickstart it off, who's your wrestler of the week?
I'll let Ruben take the mantle on this one.
Go for it, Ruben.
Nice. I mean, I was gonna say AJ Styles, but we're gonna kind of, put him, we're not gonna include him because that'll be the easy answer.
Very true.
It's pretty tough. But I guess we go to SmackDown. Actually, no. Since I am gonna talk about HOG later on, I'm gonna really give it up to MJF. He really had a good showing at the House of Glory show that happened in New York City, in my neck of the woods, in Jamaica, Queens, and good match. I enjoyed the show. The show was overall fun, but again, MJF, he's been going through the media tour, and he, called out Zilla Fatu in that, the promo after Grand Slam, and then the match that he had with Zilla was pretty dope. And yeah, he's doing great. Like, it's I'm glad because in the time when AEW, like, they need it, and they've been doing some pretty good TV overall.
Yep.
And he's your world champion, and he defended the AEW World Championship at HOG. So and of course successfully retained it. There was no doubt. And Zilla had a good showing, but it just goes to show how good of a heel and son of a bitch MJF is. Right. And yeah, he's definitely my wrestler of the week.
Yeah, and not to mention right now, as we speak live on Dynamite, him and Hangman are having a promo, so that'll be definitely must see to watch back after this here. But my wrestler of the week is actually another AEW wrestler. I am going with Swerve Strickland. Swerve Strickland is officially heel again in AEW, and AEW as of late, although not perfect, nowhere near perfect, not anything close to being perfect. I will say currently so far in 2026, 2 months in, AEW is playing on better TV than the WWE. Shocking, I know, but that's where we're at currently. They are, it seems like, now, trust me, there's a lot of stuff that's like, what are we doing? But as of right now, at least in their main event scene, it is looking as strong as it has been with MJF, Kenny Omega, Hangman Adam Page. Eventually, we're gonna get Will Ospreay back as well. Andrade has looked as good as he's ever been in years. So, a lot of people were thinking like, oh, Andrade, he's a dead commodity, and really thought that he was going to be nothing since the contract was froze and the confusion with that, and thought Andrade was dead. But that was the complete opposite. Tony Khan, gotta give credit to him. He's using Andrade perfectly right now. So, but Swerve Strickland, newly being heel again. And there's gonna be a story there sometime down the road in 2026. I think he will end up being involved with someone else down the road as well. But I'll say that for another day. But Swerve Strickland, even kind of great promo tonight as well. Right before we got on here live on YouTube.com, is my wrestler of the week.
Nice.
I will say, from the resident AEW hater, I will say AEW has been, from what I've seen, they have gained a lot of buzz in a good way. It seems like the shows are getting a little better. Like Justin said, not perfect, but getting a little better. So
still a lot of issues, by the way. Still a lot of issues, but I said, the important stuff, the top stuff, they make it important. Unlike WWE, I don't know what the fuck's going on right now in WWE.
Right.
Yeah.
But good for AEW for getting buzz, but mine's gonna be a little different from you guys. My wrestler of the week is somebody that kind of had a really big upset on SmackDown, and I'm gonna say Kiana James. I don't think anyone suspected. Because I think we talked about it last week. I don't know if Justin brought it up that Charlotte pretty much looked like the winner of the Elimination Chamber, and she didn't even win the qualifying match. It was Kiana James, and I like that. I like that decision because this company. Again, nothing about this company is perfect. I'll bite some, bright spots here and there, but it's good to see some fresh faces. Well, I shouldn't say fresh faces, but because Kiana's been here for a while. But like they need to start pushing some newer stars instead of just going for old faithful. So I like the fact that Kiana won because it puts more eyes and ears on her. Granted, I would have liked if Julia won as well, but whatever. But Kiana had an upset on Friday, and I'm happy for her. So that kind of makes her my wrestler of the week, and I'm glad that she's getting more buzz around her heading into this Elimination Chamber match, which we're gonna. It's gonna be fun dissecting these matches. I'm just gonna say that going into our predictions, good and bad and mid, but. So those are our wrestlers of the week. Anyone watching on the channel, which, by the way, we have 2 new subscribers to the channel. So we're currently at 199 subs. We are one away from the goal. Nice. I know one of them is a friend of the channel. His name is Chris Herman. Shout out to Chris Herman if you're watching. But anyways, let's get into our entree. And then we'll get into dinner really soon. But the entree being on Raw, at the AJ Styles, retirement send-off, appreciation night, whatever you want to call it, which was in Atlanta, Georgia, which AJ is from Georgia. I got to say, right off the bat, a much, much better send-off than what Goldberg and Cena had.
Oh, yeah. By a country mile, no pun intended.
Oh yeah, much better. Like Goldberg's was just like, oh, you lost, and then say goodbye to your friends, and then that's it.
Then proceed to get cut off. Sorry, Drew. Then gets cut off by Peacock because they had to cut it. Yeah, it was cut for time. So luckily they did post the rest of his speech after on YouTube, but still, like, it's Goldberg, regardless how you feel about Goldberg.
Right. He deserved that time and he didn't get it.
Yeah, and it sucks because it's Goldberg. Like,
Yeah.
regardless, he is a star. He is a legend, and he should have had something more. But I don't know. Just just two swings, but they definitely hit a home run with AJ. AJ's retirement speech and all that.
Yeah, I was gonna say with Cena, it's like you just lost. Now watch this music video montage with white boy college music. Or white boy playing the douchey guitar at a college campus.
Yep.
Which was just awkward as fuck. But yeah, AJ's was much better. He actually got time to talk. He talked about his family. I mean, AJ is one of the best stories of like he's a dedicated family. Like he's been with his wife, I think even before he went to Ring of Honor, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
He talked about, there's a story where he talked about the reason why he turned down a WWF contract was because he would have had to move his family to, I believe it was Cincinnati. That was a Heartland wrestling, not Ohio Valley Wrestling, but it was like Heartland, I think it was called wrestling.
Yeah.
So he was like, that's no fair to my wife. So I'm going to go pretty much where she goes to help her achieve her dream. So, he went to, TNA and then, he went to Ring of Honor, TNA, and, we all know. They even made a video package with Creed, people.
Dude, I fucking marked the fuck out. I was like, we're back
too.
in the Attitude Era, baby.
I did too. I love Creed. I don't care what anyone thinks. I love Creed.
I only know like honestly like 3 or 4 of their songs, man. But goddamn, they're great 4 songs that they got.
Can you take me higher?
Yeah,
I love that shit.
Man. Yeah,
I love that shit. But yeah, AJ addressed his wife saying, I forgot he said, my biggest flex is that I have a great wife.
Yeah.
Which I'm just like, oh. And, pretty much him just saying, like, I want to be around my kids. I haven't been around my kids for a while. I've had to miss birthday parties, graduations, and now I get a chance to be with my kids. So the rest of the locker room comes out and, congratulates him. And then The Undertaker comes out. The Undertaker says, they usually say, when you see me coming, you better run. But in this case, when you see me coming, you're going. And then AJ Styles, it's my pleasure to induct you into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2026.
Undertaker's became the Happy Grim Reaper.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's his new gimmick. He just comes out and like, and just like, oh, you're going to the Hall of Fame, one dead man show. So.
Yeah, I actually like this gimmick. Just him instead of sending people to their. I mean, he's kind of sending people to their, to their grave. They're reaching the end of their career. And it's like, hey, buddy, it's time. You see me coming, like, you're going to the Hall of Fame. So it's really nice. That a nice touch since he's he's the dead man, the taker of souls, and especially with AJ's reaction, he did not know. He really did not know that was gonna happen, and his reaction was like A1, without a doubt. And I get why they inducted him so quickly, just monetary reasons, and also not wanting him to leave WWE.
Or maybe it's because they may have a slight inkling. I believe when you say that he's actually retired, but they're doing just in case, like, hey, if this guy wants to go to AEW, let's at least get him in the Hall of Fame and get out the way.
Yeah, that was my thought too, because I think AJ told, I think, Anderson.
Yeah, I have the quote right here, actually.
Yeah. Okay, like you could read the quote.
All right, so just to kind of give some context, Carl Anderson and and Gallows were there along with who is it? Kazarian, the WWE TNA deal, and then Chris Park showed up as Abyss, which I kind of marked out a little bit.
Yeah, no one fucking reacted. This crowd fucking terrible in Atlanta.
Yeah.
What's up with Thrillix? But anywho, Carl Anderson and Gallows are there. Gallows spoke on the Talking Shop podcast that he does with Gallows about his return to WWE Raw for AJ Styles' retirement tribute. Anderson revealed that he was initially skeptical about Styles retiring, assuming he would leave for another promotion. Following the tribute in Atlanta, Anderson spoke with Styles backstage. According to Anderson, Styles cited severe neck pain and the physical toll of his career as the main reasons for his retirement, adding that he wants to focus on helping the next generation of wrestlers.
Yep.
So, AJ is he's close to 50, right?
Yeah, let's see.
I got it. He'll be 49 in June.
49. He does not look 49, man.
No, he doesn't.
Doesn't wrestle like 40. He doesn't wrestle that way either.
Yeah,
no, he doesn't. I mean,
Not
granted, yeah. I guess that's kind of my big thing is I really do hope he stays retired, and because when I hear him say I want to be around my kids more, I want to see them grow, I want to be in their lives more, I believe that. And AJ, says I'm a man of my word. I'm going to stay retired. And I know the idea is maybe AEW can give him a better deal where he's working less dates, but it's just look at what happened with Danielson. Danielson, granted, Danielson was putting on really, really good matches in AEW, but he also re-injured his neck.
Not really good matches, probably put on some of his best matches in AEW.
Right, but he also re-injured himself. And now, he can't wrestle anymore, and now he's an announcer. And again, there's no shame in being an announcer, and people like his announcing.
No wrestling ballet. We all know this, So
I know, but dude, the reason how he retired was because of concussions, and then he got re-injured. So it's just my whole thing is I don't want to see that happen to AJ. I really don't. I genuinely do want to see AJ just live his life and be with his family. That's kind of my thing. But
at the end of the day, if he wants to wrestle again in AEW for several matches, Ospreay, Omega, just big time matches, and he's still getting to stay home and not really have to travel as much, how can we say that won't be something good for? I agree, he should stay retired. I agree with you, but at the end of the day, it's not really our decision or really our, we really have no say in it. We can suggest, but at the end of the day, the wrestler is going to do what they want. But I think he is going to be retired. I really do think he's going to be retired, but also at the same time as well, as it just kind of feels like if he wants to do it, then it's
Yep. All up to him.
We can't really stop that.
Yeah.
Right. No, I agree. It's just, this, this kind of confirms it, that he has severe neck pain. So, but at the end of the day, it's AJ's decision, but it's just as a human being, as someone who's been a fan of his for years, right? I just want to see him live his life. I just want to see him be happy, with his family. But I don't know, Ruben, did you have anything to add to this?
Basically with with AJ, I do hope he stays retired, especially one thing you don't play, well, two things you don't play: your neck, and like we were mentioning with Danielson, concussions, your head, your brain. Once you get to too many concussions, that's it. And once you start feeling any neck pain, it's just time to stop. You gotta basically do what AJ is doing. It's just listening to his body, and the fact that he said, "Okay, I gotta hang it up." And I think he's legit. I don't think he's gonna be "Okay, I'm a retire and then I'm gonna go to AEW." No, if he
kind of
really
what Aleister Black kind of threatened, I'm gonna retire. Then he goes,
Yeah.
he goes to WWE.
Yeah, like I mean, I get why, Aleister Black did that, but and yeah, he had a few injuries too. Like he had really like nagging ones too. So it's like,
Right.
how long can you really do this? And I would rather AJ be retired now and be able to, walk away from this, like literally, rather than him just keep going like, oh yeah, like I'm fine, I can go. And then like I know we're gonna talk about, the injury that happened. Like just you can get injured by doing something just normal.
Yeah.
Anything can happen, and that's why sometimes it's just best to retire when you're up, when you're winning. Just stop when you're winning. Don't try to go all in, because before you know it, chips are gonna be down. It just doesn't. It doesn't help matters just to keep going just because, oh yeah, my body's fine, it's all good. Like no, like it's just best to to retire when you feel like it's time, and listen to your body.
Agreed. But I guess that's a good segue. I shouldn't say good segue because the content.
Yeah.
But
one last thing about the AJ Styles thing, and one thing I just really didn't like about the promo package, even though it was perfect, they just skipped everything you did in New Japan, did they?
Yep.
I hate when WWE does that shit. God,
well, I mean, they don't do business with them.
They still show them the famous picture of him and Mount Fuji with the IWGP Heavyweight Championship.
Well, do you think maybe they were trying to get more footage and they couldn't?
They don't have to do footage. They can just do photos.
Like again,
they don't have to actually they can't actually get New Japan footage. They can just do photos.
Right, but like New Japan is in business with AEW. Do you think maybe that's why?
They still showed him in a Bullet Club t-shirt with the IWGP Championship.
Well, I mean, that's kind of tame. I'm more talking about matches, like matches stuff.
They can show him in Nakamura. They can show him and Carl Anderson, and like they can show pictures of them in Japan. Like they had the assets for it. They could have had the assets for it. They just choose not to.
Well, no, my question is, do you think maybe they were trying to get more and New Japan said no?
These are photos. So the photos are not necessarily have to be owned by New Japan. These could be photos taken by personal photographers that go to the show and they own the rights to the photos. And all they have to do is get with those photographers. It's like, hey, can we use these photos from 2015 or 2016 or whatever of AJ in New Japan? They could have done that.
All right.
Yeah, because they can't use any ROH. They can't use any ROH stuff, but they can
the actual footage, right?
Yeah,
but they can use photographs. They've done that in the past with many things. They just chose not to do it with AJ for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's just very, just interesting choices. But I mean, at least we got to see him with that famous photo. Like that photo is hard. Like absolutely, like one of my favorites of AJ. And yeah, it's just a shame. I would have thought they would have more, but we want to talk about careers and all his accolades. AJ, regardless of what was shown or not shown, AJ's career is like just. I mean, literally, he's a Hall of Famer now. Just Hall of Fame career, and it's dope. Like a TNA original, being in WWE, being a multiple-time world champion, multiple-time champion, Grand Slam champion, and now he's a Hall of Famer. Like he's done it all, and I'm happy for him.
And another thing too that to bring up too is that they talk about Bullet Club and the IWGP Championship many times. They have no issues mentioning Bullet Club on TV. So it's like
that is true.
Like
that's true.
What are we doing? But it's just I don't know. I just look. I know WWE, you know, they're gonna do what they're gonna do at the end of the day, but I just find it fascinating that they didn't choose not to bring up his history in photographs, but they love to talk about it on commentary. So I don't know, but it's a minor thing, but it was a major omission, I think.
Yeah. I mean, without him going to Japan, I don't think he would have eventually.
He would have been in WWE.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. Nope, not at all. Not at all. Because that's the main reason why Nakamura got signed to WWE, because of that Wrestle Kingdom match.
Yep. Oh,
it was because that match got them both signed to WWE.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt.
Well, he also mentioned how wrestling in Japan really helped him, because he said he had an injury. So he did the DDP yoga bit, and then he went to Japan. And so just that little bit in Japan is what he said really made his career.
Yep.
So, no, I agree. You know, I really wish they would have showed more as far as the New Japan side of things, especially like the fucking Nakamura match. Like, Nakamura was fucking there in attendance. So why not at least have a picture?
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know. WWE, like, you know, Justin said, WWE is going to do what they're going to do. So it is what it is. But let's kind of shift gears to an unfortunate injury. So Bronson Reed was wrestling in a triple threat with Jey Uso and El Grande Americano, and tore his bicep, a distal bicep tear, simply by just stopping a count. And he's going to be out for a while. There's no timetable, but again,
definitely missing WrestleMania, that's for sure.
He's missing WrestleMania along with Bronson Reed, along with Seth Rollins. So the vision's down to just two people, Logan Paul and Austin Theory, and obviously Paul Heyman. I wanted to ask y'all something. So I don't, as far as like the plans changing for WrestleMania, as far as like matches go, do you see WWE maybe just kind of, not just for the vision, but maybe flipping some things around for other matches for other people going into Mania?
I mean, at this point, I have no fucking clue what this company's doing. And like some of it's self-inflicted, some is not. Like, this is like not self-inflicted because no one was really anticipating an injury for Bronson Reed, right? But you know, we were talking last week about Seth Rollins and him. You know, I was more in the best, like, you know, you gotta have Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, things of that nature, right? Now I'm at a point where it's only to a certain extent because it made sense for him to be part of a match with the Vision. Now, a tag team match with him and LA Knight versus this version of the Vision, Logan Paul and Austin Theory. That's not a WrestleMania match, you know what I mean? So, yeah. So I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure on exactly what's what, but. To me, the Vision is pretty much dead. I would say it is 95% dead at this point. There is something that I think can happen. I don't think you'll like fully revitalize the Vision, but I think it will. What's the word I'm looking for? I think a particular time will definitely benefit by joining the Vision, and we'll get to that in a little bit.
Go ahead, Ruben.
Yeah. The Vision is dead. It's just strange that the OG Vision stable was out due to injury. Yeah. And it all started, remember when Seth faked that injury with, you know, during the LA Knight match at it was a Saturday Night's Main Event.
Yep.
And yeah, he came back. It was like, oh, it was all a ruse. And I mean, I get what they were trying to do. It was cool. But now, on top of that, even before, you know, with the injuries, we had the Masked Man, and it's like he mentioned, like the Masked Man. It's like, okay, how many times are we gonna see this Masked Man attack members of the division without no payoff. And I think that so many things of WWE's doing, but also, just unfortunate circumstances just ruined the stable. And I think that they just need to, they pivoted so much because originally it's supposed to have been Seth and Roman, and then Punk and Cody, but then Seth got injured, so then they had to pivot towards Punk and Roman, and then Cody's going to be in the 3-way fatal 4-way schmaz for the WWE title.
Yep.
He might not.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, with who's in the chamber and what happened on SmackDown, which what should happen, but we already know with creative, they're more likely going to do the opposite. We
Right.
Like us fans with the common sense should say, "Hell, we should do this," and then instead they do the other thing.
Yeah.
But going back to Bronson, it is a shame because, like, just him breaking up a cover, and I saw the replay back a bunch of times, and I was like, how did? I mean, I get Bronson's he's a beefy man. Pause. He's a beefy man, but I mean, like, bro, he knows it. But just by him, his arm just during the pin breakup, that's all it took. It's just freaky.
Yeah.
big meaty men slapping me. Yeah, it's a meaty man, but it's good. Yeah. I don't know. Just where do you go from here at the end of the day? Like, what can you do? This group. If Seth Rollins come back, what are you gonna like? Who are you going to have him go up against? Like Logan Paul and Theory? Like I love those two guys.
I'll just do Logan. I honestly just do Logan Paul's do a one-on-one match. I mean, does that move me? No, but at least we'll get a good wrestling match out of it. You know what I mean? That's
a rematch.
I mean, that's really the only thing that would.
Yeah, or
you
can just have Theory and Logan just get the tag titles, because it seems like the tag team division is dead. So why not just further things along?
I mean,
yeah, and I really think that with them not pulling the trigger on Breaker and not having him win the World Heavyweight title, I definitely think it hurt his momentum, right? I definitely think so. Like him not winning, the bout. And hey, have it defended at Mania and drop it, maybe to LA Knight, who knows, or maybe to South. But again, it's just so many things that could have happened, and it's just crazy. This Mania does not feel like Mania besides Roman and Punk. Everything else just feels like drawn together last minute because of injuries and so many pieces missing. And also creative doesn't know what to do, and when they have it right there.
It's 80% creative. I only give the injuries 20% because right now creative in WWE is fucking shit. It's lazy, right?
Yeah.
We're probably not going to talk about much about this, but you have Brock Lesnar go out there and say, "Hey, we're gonna do a open challenge for WrestleMania." You know what that tells me? That tells me you have nothing to do. You don't really have anything to do, anything for Brock Lesnar to do. You know what? It's probably you know what it is. It probably is going to be Open Femi versus Brock Lesnar. But you want to know why? That they're probably not wanting to just announce the match Open Femi versus Brock Lesnar because Brock probably doesn't want to be there.
Yeah,
and he probably doesn't want to be there to build up a story, right? And WWE's like, well, fuck, what we're gonna do? How are we gonna get there? Okay, let's do open challenge. It's like this company, right? I mean, it's not Vince, man, but damn, man, this is bad. It's lazy, man. It's lazy. It's uninspired. It seems like they have no soul on what they're doing right now. Like, it seems like people really don't give a fuck. The matches are fine. It's kind of like with AEW. Like, the matches are fine. They're good, but there's no story. There's nothing for me. There's nothing for me to watch week to week to week to week to week to get hooked.
Yeah.
You watch a Raw in 1999, 2000, guess what? There's something to hook you into SmackDown, right? So I watched the promo of Rikishi finding out that Rikishi ran over Stone Cold Steve Austin, right?
Right.
Foley came out there and The Rock was out there. You know, I did for The Rock. We all know that, right?
Yeah.
And at the very end of the show, guess what Jim Ross said to sell us into SmackDown? What's going to happen on Thursday night? What's going to happen? You know, Stone Cold's going to be on SmackDown on Thursday. What's going to happen? Then Joe Lawler's like, what about The Rock? What about The Rock?
Yeah.
It sells you into the next show, right? They don't have that right now. There's no selling points for me to watch the next show. There's nothing. There's really, like, what is the best story going on in WWE right now? The fact that we didn't have an answer already is that.
Yeah. You know. And the thing is, they have the problem is the stories that they do have, they're either slapped together last minute or they just, you know, slow burn these storylines forever and ever to the point that we don't care. Like the Judgment Day, they've been teasing tension for
2 years.
2 fucking years.
Yeah, literally in the last presidential administration, they've been teasing a split, you know, with Dom and Finn, and it's like now, and which is gonna happen, but it should have happened a long time ago. But I get with, you know, the Judgment Day and how, you know, now it's just half of the factions ladies. But at the same time, like you gotta strike when the iron is hot. You can't just wait because, oh wait, like I don't got this piece here, I don't got this piece there. Sometimes you gotta work what you have, you know? And the fact that Dominic is a double champion and he hasn't defended, he's gonna defend the title next week. The IC title, not the AAA title. But it just goes to show that they just waiting and waiting and waiting, and when you wait for too long, people don't care, and it makes the titles meaningless, it makes the storylines that they have meaningless, and it makes the performers meaningless, because what are they doing? They just holding literally a prop. You know, they're holding a prop, they're just on standstill, and then when the breakup finally happens, when the turn happens, or when the title change happens, it's just, who cares? We're just, oh, okay, it happened. Yay, you know, we got to get the pop, but that's it.
Can I bring up something else? Like, you notice how on the shows the baby faces always look stupid?
Well, it hasn't been that way for years.
Even like a lot recently with the Triple H booking, the baby faces always look like complete bitches, and the heels are always like, you know, 2 steps ahead of them, and they're always cool. Like, for example, like on SmackDown, you had that backstage segment with Sammy and Cody, where Cody just calls out Sammy. He's like, you know, pretty much the only person that's in your way is you. And like Sammy's pissed off at him, and you know, he has a right to be. And then he comes back with, "Hey Cody, I'm sorry." And the crowd starts booing Sammy for apologizing. And it's like, when's the last time on a wrestling show you saw somebody get booed for apologizing? Like, that's just fucking bitch ass babyface shit. And like they're making people not have sympathy for Sammy. Like, Sammy at this point is almost getting go away heat. Like that's how
no, I wouldn't go that far. I don't know about all that, but close to for me, I guess. But you're gonna push this narrative for months at this point, so I don't agree with that per se. I'll just say this: it looks to me that Sammy's gonna turn heel eventually, and you know, but But I think Sammy, they're trying to tell a story with Sammy. I don't agree with it, right? I don't know if this is gonna work, but we'll see what happens. But I don't agree he's getting go away heat. I mean, to me at this point, but maybe just me. Maybe just me. I don't necessarily.
Let me revitalize that. He's getting go away hate from me. He's starting so, and I hate that because I want to like Sammy, but the booking for Sammy has not been great. And yeah, it does look like he's going to go heel again, but I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, Raw wasn't all that great aside from the AJ stuff. The crowd, I mean, they're in Atlanta, Georgia, and the crowd just didn't seem very. They didn't seem very lively for a lot of things. Yeah, they didn't give a fuck. Like
I'm sorry, I got a theory to why. Besides the opening segment, with Gunther, holding the show hostage, and then Cody,
which was very good too.
Yeah, like that was good stuff. But the problem is like when you have a shit sandwich, you have a nice piece of toasted bread on one end, all the shit in the middle, I mean literally, and then you have another piece of nice bread. So it's like you get the sandwich, you open it up, and it's like, what is this? And it's like every single week, and the fans, for a lot of shit that we give them, they're not gonna react if they're not given a reason to react. If you got what you got, besides AJ, Lesnar coming out, they get a pop. But everything after that was just, downhill because the crowd was chanting over when Paul Heyman said, "Oh, who's gonna challenge Brock at Mania? We're gonna have an open challenge," and people were screaming out Oba. It's like it's right there, and it was like, "Oh, that's it. Nothing happened." And then the segment before had Oba in it, and he's gonna be feuding with Rusev. It's like no one wants to see that. Like the fans, for the most part, know what they want to see. They want Brock and Oba. Like that's the match right there. Like literally right there. Stevie Wonder can see that's what the fans want. And
right,
like WWE's like, oh, do you mean an open challenge and have it drawn out for 6-7 weeks? Okay, we're gonna give you that. That's basically what it is, instead of just going directly to what the fans want. In this case, they just take the long route, and then by the time we get to what we want, it's just who cares,
right?
And just to wrap it all up, it's just when you get things like Natty and Maxine, it's like who cares? You got the 2 chamber matches, and then unfortunately with Bronson Reed getting injured, but it's like what we're getting is just very formulaic, very just cookie cutter stuff. Nothing in depth, nothing to stick your teeth in. And like we had a few years ago, like with the final boss, with with Cody, the final boss with Roman, like that was must see TV. Like every week we were, just clamoring. Like we had a glimpse of what the Attitude Era was, and for those who are young, that's what what Justin was saying as well. Like every week, you watch Raw, you have that cliffhanger. Tune in to SmackDown. Continuation of what happened. Then on to next week, and you always get that cliffhanger. Like you gotta tune into Raw. You gotta tune into SmackDown. We don't get that. We just get just formulaic stuff, and it's the go home show for Chamber, and it doesn't feel like a pay-per-view is happening this weekend. It doesn't feel like WrestleMania is happening in April. It just feels like another PLE that we got to get to. And that's why, like, again, no one cares and no one reacts when they go to these cities, unfortunately. Even the really, really hot cities, these wrestling, these smart cities, they don't care, because what they're getting is not good. It's just really bad at the end of the day.
It's gonna be really telling on this week in Chicago on what the reaction is going to be, that should really tell us on what we're going to be seeing for WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, they got to call him The Rock again, but I don't think. And it's funny that they blame The Rock for Mania, for last year's Mania sucking. But last time I checked, The Rock did say he told Hunter, "Hey, I in advance I couldn't make it. I can't make it," and it was up to creative to use what they have for the Cody and Cena match, and that's what they gave us. And can't blame The Rock. Like you don't this year, you don't have The Rock. There's no Vince. You can't blame those two. Can't. Roman isn't champion because people were saying, "Oh, Roman he's been champion for a bajillion years." Like you don't have none of those excuses built in. Like you're all by your lonesome now. And this WrestleMania is gonna bomb, unfortunately.
Let me ask this question, and this has been on my mind over the last few months, but I don't think I asked this question in particular. Do you think in particular that Hunter Triple H is trying to purposely get fired because he just doesn't want to be there no more, and he's just booking, these lackluster stories? Like, do you think he's trying to get fired on purpose? I mean, it's very conspiracy theory, but still, like, do you think that's a possibility?
I mean, it kind of goes with the theory that you had a few months ago that the same guy who was booking NXT all those years isn't the same guy now. So I don't know. Like at this point, would you really blame him? Because this shit got almost dramatically bad in the past year and a half. And I don't know.
Is there a possibility? I'll ask this second question too. Is there a possibility that we think that TKO is having second thoughts about this acquisition at WWE?
Probably. I mean, because look at the ESPN deal. There's been talk about them being pissed off about it. The Netflix deal. I'm pretty sure they're pissed off about it too. So at this point, like it wouldn't be that far fetched. I don't think Triple H wants to be there anymore because, when he was in NXT, he was kind of left to his own devices. And when he got to the main roster and finally got to do it on his own, he was doing a good job. But then when the TKO deal happened and, there were too many cooks in the kitchen, and I still kind of stand by what I think that, and again, I'm not giving Hunter any leeway on this, but I still do think that TKO does play a part in how the shows are booked.
And I got one more question, and this is the big one here. I don't think that this is particularly going to happen, but do you think that the Saudis and Vince McMahon will buy WWE from TKO?
There it is. That's the question I've been waiting for that question.
Oh boy. Go ahead, Ruben. I know you want this, Ruben. Answer.
I mean, I got my tinfoil hat somewhere. I'll find it. But no, it's a possibility, like especially in the world of wrestling.
Right.
I think it's a possibility. Because look at what we're getting. TKO, we can tell they're not happy, and also they're the ones responsible for these ticket sales. So just to give, just to state facts, like Triple H deals with creative. He doesn't control the ticket prices and all that. So he deals with creative. TKO is the one that deals with the pricing and all that, the logistics of that. I think there's an effort, just like there was an effort to get Vince out of there, take over WWE, and now that they have this deal in place, they're like, oh, this is not what we wanted. We had buyer's remorse. Again, I could be wrong. Not the first time, won't be the last, but I do think that there's a possibility that Netflix can just cut the deal and ESPN can cut the deal down the line. Definitely before the length of the deal is. I do think Vince, I believe he sold like a lot of his shares because he had a bunch of shares. He
It's
sold.
basically almost all gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he can buy right back in. I mean, if the Saudis are buying it, I'm pretty sure he's going to get a little chunk of change. So
yeah, and the Saudis have FU money, literally. Like they have FU money, and they like I know someone who went out to Saudi Arabia, like just business.
right.
And yeah, like he was told a lot of things, like they're building theme parks out there, like they're making it like the Vegas of the Middle East out there.
Yeah, they had they have a Six Flags out there too, and it looks pretty amazing out there. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. So and I know people are gonna say, "Oh, that's bullshit," but again, we don't know what's going on. Just all speculation. So again, we could be wrong, we could be right, but I do think there is some weight to this. Maybe not right away, maybe in a year or so, 2 years, but I believe WWE is gonna get so back to Vince. And you notice that Hunter is in the Hall of Fame. Stephanie's in the Hall of Fame this year,
and that's another reason too. They try to rush both of them, so because they know that there's a possibility that they're going to be leaving.
Yeah, and I think especially with the power struggle that The Rock has with Triple H, because we know they don't like each other. Like they could have they could play it cool for the cameras, but we know they don't like each other. Especially the reason why part of the reason why The Rock didn't show up at Mania, because there would definitely created differences. So I do think that it could be a way for Vince can get back in. Then Vince can then turn the company back private, because right now it's a publicly traded company.
Yep.
So when it's private again, they don't got to deal with all this nonsense. And then this is where The Rock comes in. I do think that he will assist in, helping Vince buy back WWE. I really do think so, because like look what they're doing. Like you got to pay attention to what people do, not what they say, because they could say, "Oh no, everything is good, everything is booming," but watch what they do.
Yeah.
Watch what they do. Don't listen to what they say, because they can lie. They can give you the corporate answer. Oh, everything's booming. But yeah, your next two pay-per-views are, PLEs are just not selling well. Even though they're making money.
Business down. Well, at least not business per se, but attendance is down 25% this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder why.
I mean, when you got to literally take out a second mortgage to go to these events, and when you're blocking out viewing parties within 50 miles of the venue, for Mania and for the Chamber, it's like no wonder why. Like people are gonna be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna either watch at home. Like I'm not gonna fly out if I gotta pay an arm and a leg, or give an organ or a kidney." And then for Mania, they already been to Vegas. People wanted to go to New Orleans, and it was like, nope, just go back to good old Vegas, because all the execs from TKO, their headquarters is in Vegas. So let's just do it again.
Well, also TKO went poor. We'll go back to Vegas.
Yeah. Because New Orleans, it's not it is not Las Vegas. Like literally, you step foot there, like you see the stark difference. But yeah, there's definitely something afoot, and I genuinely believe something is gonna go down before the year is over with World Wrestling Entertainment, because things are happening in a way where, I mean, hey, who knows? Maybe things can get back to where they were, but I don't think so. the honeymoon phase is over, and I think Triple H is definitely going to be the fall guy. He is going to be the fall guy. Absolutely.
So who's going to be head of creative then if Triple H is gone?
Michael Hayes. I'm playing.
Oh God.
I think a lot of those guys may be gone if Triple H leaves. I think it's like kind of like clearing house.
Probably Shawn Michaels.
He may be that, but like I don't like I think there's gonna be a lot of guys forced up to start. Look, this may be crazy, but in a time of that nature, I don't know if he really wants to do it or not. But Paul Heyman,
I don't see him wanting to do that.
I mean, I don't see it, but I'm saying like if they let's say they got rid of Triple H, I'm pretty sure Bruce Pritchard and guys like Michael Hayes may be going to, possibly, because I think they want to try to clear house and like, especially like let's say The Rock's definitely involved. Oh yeah, I don't see those guys really staying there, right?
No.
I can see someone like a Paul Heyman, like maybe Shawn Michaels, somebody will have to be head of creative at that point. It has to be a wrestling guy though. It can't be Ryan Ward, even though as good as he is, or as he was rather, because he's still part of the blame too, because he's been involved in these, in these stories over the last few years as well. But I don't know. I think that's a good question to ask.
Yeah, I definitely think The Rock is, they're gonna try to get Triple H out of there, and that's why Triple H is, got himself in the Hall of Fame, and then his wife is in the Hall of Fame, and I think maybe they'll try to put Cena in after, but I believe in a year or two, Triple H is gone. Either he's gonna retire, he's gonna be told, "Hey, step down. We'll like give you a nice like severance package and whatnot, and you're set for life." But like we gotta fire somebody, and that's how things in corporate go. And I believe this is where The Rock is gonna take over, and he's gonna put in his people. And then it's gonna turn to more of a movie studio, like actually make movies, because Triple H says, "Oh, we make movies." Yeah, Brian Gowards and all those people. It's gonna change, and then guess who's gonna be, right back?
I'm back, damn it!
Yeah. And I definitely see it. I mean, it can go how I brought it up, or some sort of combination. It makes way too much sense. And I know like people, other like podcasters, influencers, whatever, they're saying, no, that's just doesn't make any sense. That's tinfoil hat. It's just when creative's so bad, when just the overall product isn't good, but also on the business side, yeah, they're making money, but people aren't going to your shows. And TKO, they're in debt. Endeavor brought WWE, and they're in debt, so they're trying to recoup that back, and that's why they're having all these, these ticket prices or these packages for Mania costing thousands of dollars. Like literally, like I've seen some of these, Mania packages. I'm like, who in the hell is stupid enough to pay that much?
Yeah. I mean, even for Raw. Yeah, Raw, SmackDown, NXT.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus Christ. Like,
yeah.
And I said before, like, the minute, the second people stop showing up to the show, they're gonna realize this is a bad idea. And like Justin just mentioned, attendance is down 25% this year. And what their excuse was like, oh, Vince McMahon only catered to families. We're doing blah blah blah, and people will come. And it's like, well, now people aren't coming.
Yep.
So you got any other plans? So
like one thing. I'm sorry. One more thing. One thing you can say Vince is he's many things, but he did not, price out families.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one thing that you cannot take away from him, because
Yeah.
he knew. And hey, like we didn't like when he booked, things PG, but in that case, that brought in a lot of people. And to me, when you price out families, when a family, let's say if I had a wife and I had 2 kids, like just the tickets for the event, and then if I want to buy merch for for my wife and the kiddies, but the hotel and the travel and all the other stuff that you may want to buy, like it's literally just unaffordable. And they just, it's greedy. It's very greedy, super greedy. And I think that once we get a clear direction of Mania, we're gonna see some shit go down. And I'm here for it. I don't want things to get bad, but unfortunately things need to get bad so that way things could change. Like you have to speak with your wallet. You gotta speak with your wallet. You can't just say things are bad, and then unless we're reviewing the show, so we have to keep tabs on the product. But for all those fans out there, like if you have displeasure in the product and the ticket prices, don't show up. Like don't show up. Don't spend your money. Spend it somewhere else.
Right. So are we done talking about the shows?
We just talked about Raw.
Yeah, just Raw. Yeah.
I mean, SmackDown wasn't really that much to kind of ride home about. I mean, you have the Sami Zayn stuff, like I mentioned, the people booed him. Kiana James won her match. The show opened with Cody coming out and talking shit, and then Drew McIntyre was in a skybox. Jacob Fatu, I don't know. Just again, SmackDown was okay. It was okay, I guess, compared to Raw. It was maybe the better of the 2 shows, but it was just okay.
I disagree. I thought both shows were god awful.
That's why I said in comparison, I thought SmackDown was just okay, but it really wasn't that much to.
Yeah, really, you're being too nice to me for that, but it's just not WrestleMania season right now, and they're just not putting their best foot forward. Point blank. Period.
No, agreed. I just said SmackDown was just okay, but nothing really that memorable about it. I don't know if Ruben has any thoughts about it.
Oh no, both shows besides Trick winning his chamber match.
Yeah.
And yeah, like the chamber matches, both winners, like cool. But yeah, everything else just does not feel Mania worthy. I mean we'll talk about the chamber, like the predictions and all that, but you can just tell that plans have been changing just left and right. Like there's no clear path, and it's just it does not feel like it's WrestleMania time. It just feels like another PLE, unfortunately.
Way worse than the 39 build. The 39 build was pretty damn bad, but
yeah,
ended up being 2 great nights, but just the build itself was pretty bad. This is looking to be a pretty bad build and a bad show.
Yeah,
which we will be here to cover it. But NXT, was actually a pretty decent show this week.
NXT was good.
They were supposed to be in Atlanta, but for obvious reasons, they said it had to do with the production trucks, that they didn't have anywhere to park them or something. But no.
What was the obvious reasons? I don't know.
They probably couldn't sell at the arena.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean that's just my theory.
I didn't know what you're alluding to because I didn't hear a reason behind it. So
I don't have my tinfoil hat, unfortunately. I don't know where it is. I think my dog chewed it up. But that's just my theory. Let's see. The show opens with was it Vanity Project becoming the NXT Tag Team Champions. They defeated Dark State with help of Tony D. So good for Vanity. I keep wanting to call them Vanity Fair, but they're Vanity. Vanity Fair is the magazine, but
I almost picked them as my wrestlers of the week, but Swerve edged them out.
Good at Vanity Project. Wait, am I on the wrong? I think I'm on the wrong week. I'm on last week. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I mean, I have it up here if you want me to go through it.
I found it. All right. Yeah, I was on last week for some reason. All right. Yeah, Vanity Project 1, as just mentioned. You also have Keanu Carver versus Shawn Legacy. Wasn't a bad match. Keanu Carver needs a better finisher. That finisher sucks. That is not an effective finisher at all. It's just a inverted power slam or suplex or whatever the fuck it is. He also needs a personality, and I can see Justin shaking his head in agreement.
He's not good.
No.
He's not. No. I mean, he's okay in ring. Let me take that back. He's okay in ring, but he's trying to be Obafemi, and he's not Obafemi.
And apparently Monty Brown, because he does the pounce.
I mean, that's fine. You can do the pounce, but you're not Obafemi.
No.
And you're not going to be Obafemi.
Yeah,
you're not Powerhouse Hobbs either, even though he's not even been on fucking TV. So,
well, I think with him, they don't want to make the same mistakes that they made with Jade Cargill.
Then why debut him in the Royal Rumble then?
Oh, they wanted buzz. They wanted a big moment.
And that's the issue with this company.
Moments. And
that's the issue with this company.
A Pipe Layer 8181. That's Tony, who does the Metal Drive Hoops podcast with me. I'm also known him since elementary school. He's asking, did we see the Seth Rollins interview with Shannon Sharp? I saw snippets. I didn't see the whole.
I listened to. Funny enough, I was listening to Darby Allin's interview with Chris Van Vliet earlier, and then the Shannon Sharp interview came on next to my recommendeds, and it was a pretty good interview with Seth. Like, I learned a lot about Seth, his upbringing, and I was like, wow, like I was like impressed. Like, that was a good interview. Like, definitely watch it. I definitely recommend that one, and the Darby Allin interview with Chris Van Vliet.
Yeah. That was a pretty good one too. I saw the one with the CVV.
Yep, it was really. I was like, whoa! Like, again, like when you understand, when you get into the minds of these wrestlers, like, hey, you realize that they're human, but you kind of get their psychology. Okay, like what makes them tick. And with Darby, I was like, whoa! And he has beef with CM Punk. Yeah, he has beef. Like, it was legitimate when Shannon asked him about Punk, like, he just got like serious, like this tone, like his demeanor changed. I was like, okay, that's real beef.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm the CM Punk apologist, but at the same time, I also acknowledge that Punk has had his moments where he just came off as a fucking dick. You know?
I mean, but that's what you get with CM Punk. I mean, for better or for worse, I mean, he's going to either you love him or you hate him, and there's really no in between.
I mean, I do like the fact that in his old age, he's very much acknowledged that I need to get help, mentally. And like the whole thing when he left the company for the first time and he admitted, I was in a lawsuit, so I couldn't talk to anyone. I couldn't even talk to Paul Heyman, and he did some kind of shady shit allegedly, where he was like telling people that were still friends of his, hey, you better leave that company. He allegedly told Corey Graves that. He allegedly told Seth Rollins that, hey, leave that company or lose my number. It's like, well, fuck you. Like, fuck you then, dude. Like, I'm not going to leave my job because you had a bad time here. So I don't know. But like Punk has had his moments where he came off as like a giant baby, but
Yeah.
in his old age, he's kind of owned up to his bullshit. But I'm pretty sure him and Seth are buddies behind the scenes, but there's obviously still some tension there. But
Yep.
yeah, thank you for the question, Tony, or a pie player. Triple threat for the. Hey, that's his YouTube name. I wanna be respectful.
It's okay. It's okay to I mean, at least for me, like if you knew it was me and John, I just want you to say, just thank you, Justin, or Spinebuster Tees.
Thank you, Spinebuster Tees or spinebustertees.com. Triple threat.
I appreciate that. Thank
you.
Appreciate it.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. Triple threat for the for the men's speed championship. Eli Knight, Ilya Lafleur.
You forgot to say yeah, by the way.
Oh, Eli Knight. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Ilya Lafleur. That's LA Knight's half brother. Ilya Lafleur and Jasper Troy. Ilya Lafleur is now the new men's speed champion, so that's pretty cool.
Great match. I see a lot of upside in both Ilya Lafleur and Eli Knight. This whole episode NXT is them playing for the future.
Right.
This is what I want to see. I mean, you can't change styles every week, but they're definitely playing for the future for what it seems like, and I like what they're doing.
Yeah, me too. Sean's doing a great job booking that show. What was supposed to be for the women's NXT championship, JCJ and Sol Ruka, well, it ended up being, but Zarya, before the bell even rang, just beat the ever living dog shit out of Sol, or she speared Sol, and then F5'd her, and then the match began, and JCJ
picked up the scraps, yeah,
and her NXT championship, and then Zarya officially went heel and just beat up Sol Ruka. I mean, funny enough, I kind of called that because I was thinking like, okay, this kind of seems like the night to do it, but would it be interesting if Zarya just beat her ass before the match even started? Like, I legit thought that, and then it happened. I'm like, I prayed for this, and it happened. But yeah, I mean, they finally did it, which good. I mean, this sets up whatchamacallit, TakeOver, which again, news on TakeOver, which I have it right here. Shawn Michaels confirmed it himself. TakeOver will not be on WrestleMania weekend. It will be its own standalone thing. It will take place Saturday, April 4th at the Factory in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm fine with that. Last year at WrestleMania weekend, that was a slog to get through because you had the Hall of Fame right after SmackDown, which bleeded into like 2 or 3 in the morning, and it was just Triple H going, "Yeah, I want to thank my best friend from elementary school, my trainer, my sister, and then I want to thank that guy over there. I don't even know who that is, but thank you." And then you get to TakeOver, which was like at 12 p.m. in the afternoon. So I'm just like, okay, some of these things need to change. And luckily, they decide to have TakeOver just be its own thing on the weekend. So good.
I disagree with that. I think they should keep TakeOver during WrestleMania weekend. It's at this point to me a tradition for that. That's number one, but also number two as well. There's a lot of wrestling going on that weekend as well, and it's really just they're not going to not make money. They will do a sellout no matter what, because there's going to be a lot of people in town in Vegas. They're taking money out of their pockets, number one, but also number two as well. There's, like I said, there's wrestling all over the place. There's GCW. There's all these indies that's going around as well. I imagine TNA may be there. I imagine AAA may end up being there as well. So, like, if they're going to replace NXT, are they going to put AAA on Saturday or even Sunday?
Probably.
Are they going to put on or is TNA going to join the fray as well? It's like, you know, they got to me, they got to make sure that they're still making money in some fashion on WrestleMania weekend. Right now, you just took away one of your biggest pieces of revenues, which is that NXT show.
Yeah, no, I agree. I definitely agree. Like, you gotta have, like, Mania weekend is where it's the best time to have all these shows go on.
It's
And
not like people are not going to watch either, you know.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, I'm sure AJ's Hall of Fame speech isn't gonna go for like 2-3 hours. Like, he's more gracious than that. Like, and yeah, it's just, I don't know. I mean, also Vegas, Vegas, maybe to get a venue will be expensive, and in turn, since Mania, since Mania is not selling, that's probably, or else, they might have had it like booked in advance. I don't know, with the logistics there, but I definitely think that could be one of the things for
I mean,
having. Yeah.
well, I was gonna say, like, why not just do Takeover on like a regular NXT on Tuesday, but just have it be a PLE? Still,
They can't do that.
why not?
They can't do a PLE on Tuesday
Again, why not?
because they have a contract with CW in the CW network for them to have live shows every Tuesday. They can't put the PLE on Peacock on a Tuesday.
Oh, I don't know. Anyway, I guess I'm the odd man out. I'm fine with this being standalone. The whole thing with the Hall of Fame being right after SmackDown, it's just like, that's kind of a bad idea to me, anyways. But because I don't know. But again, I'm fine with this. Just my opinion. But going back to NXT. You had Blake Monroe versus Thea Hale in a women's speed tournament, number one contenders tournament semifinal, which what the fuck's her name? Miss Parker, Jada Parker, took out Blake Monroe while the ref wasn't looking, and Thea got the win. So good for Thea. You got Kale Dixon versus Yuria Connors. I kind of didn't really care about this match. I'm just being perfectly honest.
Mm-hmm. I liked it. I liked it. I think Yuria is coming along, and it seems to me that if they're going to be bringing in Dave Finlay, I mean, maybe they make them a tag team or make them, some type of pair together, brothers. So, I could definitely see something like that, but I think they're doing a good job with them. And again, NXT is really trying to play out the future here. So, Vanity Project, Elio LaFleur, Eli Knight, Yuria Connors, Miles Bourne. It seems like they're really trying to plan for the future, which is finally they're doing something with this men's division. So,
yeah. And then lastly, the main event, which was Ethan Page, the North American champion, defending against Miles Bourne. Not a bad match. Very, very good match. I think a lot of this show was predicated on, you kind of figured someone was going to lose a title, except for the women's. You can kind of tell where that was going to go. They've been building this up for weeks. They really want Miles Bourne to be a thing. I don't know. I don't hate Miles Bourne. I think he's actually very talented. I think, he works as a babyface because he's kind of a sympathetic babyface.
Right.
Being the fact that he's deaf. I don't know. Like, I'm starting to warm up to him, maybe just a little bit, but I also think, and also Miles Bourne won with a lot of schmoz going on. But I think people figured he was going to win. He does a zigzag, which I think is kind of interesting. I like that move for him. But in turn, it kind of looks like Ethan Page is going to the main roster. And pretty soon, I think Ricky Starks is going to follow him. Ricky Saints, I'm sorry. Call him Starks.
And that leads me to what I kind of hinted at earlier about the vision. I mean, maybe they add Ethan Page into the vision and kind of fast track him.
That's a good move.
I mean, like whenever you have Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed come back, I mean, do you have a 5-man vision group? I mean, that'll be a little bit overkill, but I think WWE is desperate to really do something with the vision going into WrestleMania.
Right. I mean, they've been pushing this group for the past year, and like you said before, like this group is cursed, and so
I think Danhausen put a curse on him.
yeah, he might be coming out of the box.
Oh God.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, we could have waited for that, but Ruben though, he mentioned that last week, so
I did, yeah.
There's a Simpsons wrestling page I follow on Facebook where they put Triple H's face on a what's his name, Mr. Burns's face, and goes, so you can either have a good build up and good matches per week, or you could see what's inside the box. I'll take the box. But that was NXT. NXT was a very good show. Very, very good show. So yeah, Elimination Chamber. We can jump into that. Elimination Chamber is this Saturday in Chicago at the United Center. So where the Bulls play.
First event in WWE in the United Center for close to 30 years.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Well, that was SummerSlam 94. So it's pretty interesting. But there's 4 matches, which I think that's going to be the way to go. So let's talk about it. CM Punk versus Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship. Punk, obviously. Good match, but Punk.
Yeah, CM Punk obviously is going to win. I mean, the really only thing I'm really interested in is this where we see the Judgment Day finally turn on Finn. I would like to hope that they'll do that here.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Ruben, what do you?
Yeah, CM Punk. Like this match, like we know Punk is retaining. All I'm caring about is what's going to happen with Finn and the Judgment Day, because that story needs to just, pick up the pace, and we're definitely going to get, an answer, a resolution to that.
All right. Becky Lynch defending the Women's Intercontinental Championship against AJ Lee. I think Becky wins by just being a heel, and then we get AJ and Becky at Mania.
I got AJ winning.
Okay.
I got AJ winning because I don't think that they want to keep the title on AJ very long. And if AJ wins at WrestleMania, that means that she's going to be semi-full-time after WrestleMania, and I don't see that. If AJ is going to be involved in the WrestleMania build week to week to week, they can still give her that title reign and still have the match with Becky and just have her lose back to Becky at Mania. I think that's the way I think that's the best way to do it. Even though I'm not a fan of short title reigns, but if you're going to put the title on AJ and you still want this title to be on TV someone every week, I think that's the best way to do it.
All right.
Yeah, I'm definitely going with AJ winning. That way she can drop it back to Becky Lynch. And plus, they gotta have that, feel good moment for the Chicago crowd too. So yeah. It's a twofer, and it's just the logical point. If AJ was gonna be full time after Mania, then I can see a schmoz happening, some DQ BS, and have Becky retain. But it's definitely looking like AJ is going to. She's gonna win and then drop it back to Becky at Mania.
All right, Elimination Chamber matches. The women. Let's start with the women. For a women's championship match at WrestleMania 42, you have Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Kiana James, and Raquel Rodriguez.
Well, I'll go first, but to me, it's obviously going to be a SmackDown wrestler since Liv officially challenged Steph Care at WrestleMania. So it really only comes down to me, Tiffany Stratton or Alexa Bliss. I am going, look, to be honest, I really don't care for either or. to win, but I am going to go with Alexa Bliss. And I think this will eventually lead to Alexa Bliss beating Jade Cargill somehow, some way. I don't know how, but we'll figure that out, how they do that. But I think it's an opportunity where they can be able to turn Charlotte back to heel and Charlotte finally win the title back from her best friend. I think that's the story that they want to try to tell. Even though I don't agree with it, but I think that's the story that they'll try to tell.
Actually, yeah, I'm going with Alexa. Because they got to play out that dynamic with Charlotte. And remember what someone said about winning, who's gonna win titles. It's gonna be women like Charlotte and women like Tiffany. So I definitely think that eventually we're gonna get the belt on Charlotte before the year is up. And I don't think Alexa Bliss is going to win, but I'm definitely thinking that somehow Charlotte gets added into the match for Mania. I mean, if we're gonna have a bunch of multi-man matches or multi-person matches with this Mania, like, who cares, right? like nothing makes. I mean, does make sense, but doesn't make sense. So yeah, Alexa Bliss is the only choice. Like, you can't go with Rhea because you still have, Rhea and Io as tag champs, and they got to do something. They should do something with Io. Like, having Io not be at Mania is a crime.
Right.
And Tiffany, we already did the Tiffany Stratton experiment. It didn't work. Like, she's decent, but no. And Asuka, I love Asuka. Big Asuka fan. No. Like, she's not winning. Kiana James and Raquel, no. The only logical choice is Alexa Bliss. Unless they do something and wow us, and we'll probably get Rhea or Tiffany. But I definitely think Alexa's the way to go here.
I mean, I would rather see Rhea win, personally. But then again, it's like, what are we doing with Io? So,
so Rhea will end up being a SmackDown wrestler now.
I mean, when did they ever follow the rules and protocol of the shows? That's kind of my
true, but there's still some. I mean, Kiana James just ain't showing up on fucking Monday Night Raw, or you know what I mean, or Javon Evans ain't just showing up on SmackDown. Like, there is still some structure to it. So it's like, now Rhea. I mean, Rhea and Io. I mean, they are currently tag champions. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, so what do you do with the tag titles then?
Well, no, my thing is, I don't think Rhea's going to win. I'm just saying, I would rather that happen, but
that's why I'm asking. Like, if you rather that happen, like, how would you?
Well, aren't they defending the tag titles on SmackDown?
Yeah, they're tag champions. But what I'm saying is that WWE is their way. Like, what are you gonna do at WrestleMania? The tag titles are just not gonna be defended.
Well, no. Here's what I'm saying is, like, they're defending the tag team titles on SmackDown. What if they lose the tag titles on SmackDown?
Who is that? You talking about Nia Jax and
Lash?
That's a possibility. Yeah. I mean, but that match is, are they defending this Friday, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if they lose, then sure, but
I mean, all in all, I think Tiffany's gonna win because they want to give it back to Tiffany. Which
no, Tiffany's a good choice. Tiffany's a good choice. Yeah, because like it's the same thing. If Tiffany doesn't win this Shimmer, what do you do with Tiffany? So
True, and I don't. Again, I'm going to be the mean guy. I have zero interest in seeing anything Alexa Bliss does. If Charlotte was in this match, Charlotte more than likely would have won. If Bianca did, or I know Bianca had the thing with her knuckle, she had to get surgery. If Bianca, showed up at the Rumble, more than likely she would have won. And she would have run to face Jade, but that's going to be a long ways from now. But I'm going to say Tiffany.
Okay.
Men's Elimination Chamber. Randy Orton, LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, Javon Evans, Trick Williams, and Jey Uso.
I got obviously this is gonna be a SmackDown situation as well. So no LA Knight, no Jey Uso, no Javon Evans, although Javon Evans is gonna have a great showing in here. So it comes down Trick Williams, he's not gonna win, it's too early. So it really comes down to Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. I'm gonna go with in this particular case, I actually am gonna go with Randy Orton, and I think it's probably gonna end up being a fatal four-way now for what it's kind of looking like.
I got a question because I asked earlier, do y'all think they might pivot some WrestleMania plans, with a lot of the injuries that are going down? So there is the thing that happened on Monday with Gunther, where Gunther was being escorted out of the arena, and then Cody and Gunther have that that little stare down. What if Gunther screws over Cody? Like, let's say he fucks him up before the chamber, and they put somebody else in there. Like, let's say a Jacob Fatu, for example.
I wouldn't want to see that.
Okay.
I think that is lazy and that's terrible booking.
I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna say I said Randy is also my choice. And making it a fatal four-way, I mean, that kind of seems like the way to go. I mean, fatal four-ways are kind of lazy booking, but in this case, it's just like, what do you do with Randy? What do you do with Cody? What do you do with Jacob? So
I don't think there hasn't not been a never mind. There's been one. Never mind. I was gonna say there's been one fatal four-way WWE title match at WrestleMania, from what I remember,
with a McMahon in every corner. Yeah. I remember that. But yeah, I think Randy's winning this.
Sorry, I'm going with Randy Orton because it's the logical choice. No one from Raw is winning. This is SmackDown. Like, we're gonna have a contender from SmackDown challenge, and how we get there, I think if Cody were to win, Orton will just turn heel. Boom. That'll be kind of predictable. I mean, it's not bad, but we see it coming. But if Orton wins, then you could build that out. And then also you have that story with who attacked Jacob Fatu and took him out.
Right.
That story hasn't been, hasn't been explored on. That's still like hanging in the air. And you can bring up the fact that, hey, like, it was Orton that took him out. And you can then you're going to have Orton and McIntyre. Then you can insert Cody because of Drew and his meddlings. And then you can have Jacob Fatu be in there when, if it's found out that Orton was the one that took him out. And then you have your fatal four-way. And Orton winning is the best choice because we know Cody is going to be he's going to be in the title match. He's not going to win it. He's not going to win the WWE title back. I think Orton is going to not only win the chamber, but he's going to win the title back at Mania. And that's when, by then he'll already be a full-fledged heel. It's just, they got to do something because, again, Orton is another one. Like, we know how good he is, how talented he is, but just flaunting. Like, what has he been doing? Just coming out, RKOing people, and then leaving. Like, This is something interesting for him to be involved in, especially for Mania. Like, we need something Mania feeling to happen at Mania, So Randy is my choice.
All right. And that's Elimination Chamber, people. This Saturday in Chicago. Yeah, Ruben, did you want to talk about the stuff you want to talk about?
Yeah, just really quickly. So last week, Friday, we had the House of Glory show on February 20th, 2026, HOG No Turning Back. I watched the show back on pay-per-view. Really good show, really entertaining. And my two favorite matches were the match between Andrade and Charles Mason. First time seeing Charles Mason work, and of course Andrade. We've been talking about Andrade and how good he is. Like, match is fantastic. Match
Charles
is,
Mason's a great heel.
yeah, he's a great hit. And then and I'm sure you guys seen this spot all over social media, but when Andrade was taking selfies with a female plant in the audience, and then Mason comes in and just kicks this girl's head off. Andrade steps back, and I was like, whoa. Like,
Yeah.
we knew she was like, come on. Like, if that was a real person, you would have had a lawsuit. No doubtably. But again, it is New York. It took place in Jamaica, Queens, so that stuff happens. I mean, unfortunately, if you're from New York, but yeah, and then of course the match, Andrade won the match, but by DQ, because it's something that heels should do more of. When the ref is counting to 10 and Mason put Andrade back into the ring, but Mason was still in the ring, and he was like, oh, take the count out. I'm gonna take the count out. You win via count out, but I keep my title, because the HOG world title was on the line. And that was smart. And post match, Mason said the reason why he kicked that woman was because she was a bitch. And I was like, whoa. It's like, okay, that's some good heel work. And yeah, that match was pretty dope. I can say definitely go out of your way to watch that match.
Yeah.
If you can. Yeah, and then there was this, I mean, honorable mentions, Pirate Party did have a tag match.
Mm-hmm. They're HOG originals too.
Yeah. HOG OGs, and it was good to see them. And bro, is it Mark Quinn that's just jacked? Like,
yeah,
I was like, damn.
Yeah, he got really jacked.
Yeah, like that's what happens when you you hang out with Bobby Lashley. Jesus. But they had a good showing. They had a good tag match. They defeated Angel, can't pronounce his name, and Idris Jackson.
Right.
Good team, good match overall. And then of course, MJF, he defended his AEW world title against Zilla Fatu. And Zilla Fatu, I believe he is he's a champ. I think the TV, I think he's a mid-card champion there too. But he had a good showing. MJF was working a body part. Oh my God, working a body part, in-ring psychology. And
what?
Yeah, say that again.
So you said in-ring psychology. I said what?
Yeah. Yeah, like it's a lost start. Like I love to see that.
You made that up. Come on, you made that up. There's no such thing.
I guess I did. I don't know. Maybe I'm going crazy. But yeah, MJF had a good showing. Zilla, I mean, of course, and MJF, he was working. Of course, he was the heel. Just underhanded. Doing his MJF things, but he and Zilla had a really good showing. After the match, of course, MJF retains the AEW world title. No surprise, but Zilla had a good showing. Even shook Zilla's hand.
Yep.
I don't normally do this. Is out of my character, but I'm gonna shake your hand. And I thought he was gonna like kick him in the nuts or something. I don't know. but yeah, like it was a good showing. There was this promo. Last thing, this was promo. This what's her name? Diamond Ver. How can I pronounce her name? But
I thought you were talking about the angle that AEW cut that was backstage.
Yeah. That was a good promo. I was like, wow, like that got me. That got me, paying attention. I was like, okay, like I'm hearing you, I'm feeling you, I'm following you, and yeah, like they got some good prospects down there in HOG. Like, definitely, if you're not in the New York City area and Jamaica Queens, definitely check out their shows when they come down here. And if not, watch the pay-per-view. You won't be disappointed. Like, you get more value. You get a lot more value watching a HOG show than anything WWE puts out. And it's sad to say, like, it's an indie product, but there's some good stuff in there. So
I won't necessarily call them just indie. They're like a super indie. I mean, when you got guys like MJF and Andrade and Private Party, and you know, it's not just a regular old, indie that, a regular indie that's, they can go to that's $7 a ticket. You know what I mean? So
yeah. The tickets weren't that bad. Like, just general admission was just $40, and then to sit like by the ring, by the ramp, it was like $150, 150. But
you have good business where you could charge that.
Yeah, like that was some pretty good prices, and the fact that the meet and greet for Andrade was sold out, and all the other seats were sold out, but the general admission. And I know Friday was cold, and we were getting like prepared for a snowstorm. We had the blizzard coming Sunday, but people still came out and they showed out. They had a good time. And yeah, like I definitely, recommend you guys tuning in, like, just watch the pay-per-view.
Yeah, there's a lot of what you'll call it, a lot of things that happen at that show for sure. So they got people talking.
Yeah, they certain podcaster return to commentary. And
I wasn't even talking about that. I was just talking about.
Yeah, I mean that.
I was like,
wait. So I saw a clip of that. What exactly happened?
Oh gosh.
Oh no.
Without saying names.
Well, a podcaster returned to commentary, and he had promo time in the ring, and they gave, they were chanting, shut the fuck up.
Right.
And I mean, listen, like, I know a lot of people may not like him, not everyone's cup of tea, but just the whole thing with him and Mercedes and all that, it's just dumb. Like, it's just, what is the point doing that? It just shows that you have issue, and also shows that TK is in your pocket, and it's just not a good look at the end of the day. Like, let the man.
Shows that has real influence if you have to kick him off.
Yeah,
commentary.
Yeah,
if it was just like any regular Joe Schmo, I don't think they would have cared. But since that particular podcast has a lot of numbers, and that a lot of talent talks to him in his DMs about, oh no, this is not really going well over here, then it's very tough.
Oh yeah, but yeah, like overall that was like a highlight. And even the pre-show, they had pre-show that was pretty entertaining as well. And yeah, I was gonna go in person, but just work just got me so like I was just so tired, so just beat up. But I was able to watch it on pay-per-view, and Sunday night, luckily I didn't have to go into work, so I watched it late. And I was like, yeah, like this could be something to talk about on the show. Like it was like really dope. Like I had a good time watching it with, some of my friends on Discord. And yeah, like definitely, watch it. Definitely find some time to watch it for sure, because it was a good show overall. I'll give it, in ratings here, out of 10, I'll give it like a 7 out of 10. Like it was pretty solid show.
Oh, good. I mean, that's why you support, independent wrestling, and if you're not happy with AEW or WWE or TNA or whatever it is, I mean, there's other things out there for you to watch, and you can still get some of that talent from those big companies to watch in a different format. So yeah,
absolutely.
Agreed. Yeah, sounds like a very good show. From again, from the clips I saw, the people seem like they're pretty stoked to be there, and they seem like they enjoyed it. So, again, support your indies. Did you want to bring up the other thing, Ruben, or do you want to save it for another time?
We're gonna save it because I need more time, and in the hyperbolic time chamber for that one, because
we may hear more stuff about it. Maybe this week. You never know. So
yeah, that's why I wanted to wait. But I have a take that may surprise you. But when, of course, more stuff will come out, be ready. Strap yourselves in, because oh boy,
bump your ride for sure.
Oh yeah.
All right, well, that is the show, people. I want to thank everybody for showing up in the chat room with Threllax. I know Tony was here. A few other people were there in the chat. Thank you. Thank you to the new subs. We're currently at 199, so one off by the goal. So help us get there, people. Be much appreciated. And, of course, I want to thank these fine gentlemen, Justin, of course, and Ruben, for making the show work the way it does. Thank you, fellas.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, you can find me at DY Experience on X. You can find the Facebook page on Drew Yar Experience, Instagram, TikTok. Just look up Drew Yar. You can find me, as well as the YouTube channel. Which again, we are. Thank you, High Ridge Estates 922. I believe you're new here. Thank you, and the YouTube channel, of course. And all the other socials for the show. But Justin, Ruben, go ahead and plug your stuff. Whoever wants to start.
I'll go ahead and knock mine now. Spinebuster Tees, everyone. Spinebustertees.com. Come and go and get yourself a wrestling t-shirt shipped out to you. It takes maybe about a week and a half to get out there to you. $19.98 is the price for the t-shirts. Spinebustertees.com. Also, Spinebuster Tees on Instagram. Follow me on there. You can see everything that I'm getting inside my shop, which is at Spinebuster Tees at the Wonderlands of the Americas. Come and see what I have inside my shop in San Antonio, Texas. I have wrestling action figures, wrestling Funko Pops, wrestling trading cards, lucha masks, tumblers and mugs, and literally anything pro wrestling. Just literally anything you can think of pro wrestling. It's a very fun time to be in there. Come in, talk pro wrestling. If you want to talk AEW, if you want to talk WWE, I get all types of fans that comes in there. So not just one fan comes in the shop. I actually had a guy in there. He came in and he was talking to me about. He said he started watching AEW, and he thinks he's gonna start watching AEW more than WWE. And I told him, hey, I don't really blame you right now. So you gotta say, watch whatever you want, like whatever makes you happy, watch it. You know what I mean? So, but he's a fairly new wrestling fan, and he's just really just trying to learn, like, what's best for him to watch. And so far he's like, oh, I'm gravitating more towards AEW because of the matches. I'm like, oh yeah, sure, whatever. You know what I mean? Where floats your boat. So, but anyway, but that Spinebuster Tees at the Wonderland of the Americas. Spinebuster Tees on Instagram and spinebustertees.com.
Nice. Yes, you can check me out on Twitter, on X. God help you. At Mr. Ruben Prime. I mean, Twitter has its moments, but it's like you just stare. Twitter to me is the abyss. And not the wrestler, but when you stare into it, you become the abyss. Right. Definitely, like and just wrestling, just the wrestling, side of things. You just stare at it for too long, you get infected. On there at Mr. Ruben Prime. Also check me out on Culture Attack. You can follow the YouTube channel. and the Spotify channel as well. And yeah, we got some things lined up. I have a few episodes on the pipeline. Just been super busy, but there we talk about culture, gaming. We talk film, movies, things like that. And I have something planned with the solo stuff that I have on the pipeline, but also with Drew. Definitely in the future. I'm starting to do more solo stuff. I want to do more solo stuff so that way when I have Drew on, it feels I can just talk about the stuff I want to talk about, and then when he gets on, we can like, gel together the things we talk about. And yeah, it's just a really good time. New logos, just a new feel for the show, but still me, still Drew at the helm. So yeah, definitely check us out at Culture Attack on also the TikTok, YouTube, and Spotify.
All right, people. And I guess this will make me and Justin happy. The Spurs currently have 110, so go Spurs go. Also, this Sunday, of course, is Metal Drive Hoops with me, Tony, and Mike. So, and other than that, that's it, people. We are done. We will see y'all next week, same time, same channel, and peace out.
Peace.